Tell me more about your idea of having the SEC. Well, first, I don't want to run out of time here, but why is the digital assets industry so scared of being regulated by the SEC?
Well, I think we need to step back, Senator.
Briefly, please.
They don't want everything treated as a security because they don't want that entire framework to apply. But that's also because the SEC did fail to try to customize its rules to adapt for this technology, and it should do that. And
you do not often see a Senate hearing go completely off the rails, but that is exactly what happened when Richard Painter lost his composure and decided to go toe-to-toe with Senator John Kennedy. What started as a policy debate instantly turned into a public meltdown, and Painter clearly was not prepared for the blowback.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've listened with great interest today, and here's what I hear you saying. The four folks to my left, I hear you saying that digital assets are different. Digital assets hold great promise. Digital assets need special rules. I agree with that. The obvious question is, what should those rules be, and to what extent should we allow you to draft them? I've also heard some of you say that digital assets represent the next generation of the internet. Well, we let the current generation of the internet draft their own rules, and frankly, it looks like what we got as a result looks like somebody knocked over a urine sample. Congress can't even agree on basic legislation dealing with privacy on the internet. How the hell are we going to tackle this? But I hear what you're saying. I hear Mr. Painter, as usual, if you follow him on social media, you know, all politicians are crooks. Very helpful. I want to direct most of my questions to Professor Massad. Is that how you say your name?
Massad.
Mr. Massad. I'm really worried we're going to get this wrong. We don't know, we in Congress and our staffs don't know as much as the professionals in digital assets know. And I don't see how we can possibly catch up. Tell me more about your idea of having the SEC. Well, first, I don't want to run out of time here, but why is the digital assets industry so scared of being regulated by the SEC?
Well, I think we need to step back, Senator.
Briefly, please.
They don't want everything treated as a security because they don't want that entire framework to apply. But that's also because the SEC did fail to try to customize its rules to adapt for this technology, and it should do that. And you've got leadership at the agencies now who are working on those things.
You're suggesting that we turn to two of our agencies, one of which is the SEC, and say, you have expertise. Before we take a crack at a bill, you come up with a bill with rules, with regulations. Tell us how to do this. Because I hear you saying in some cases digital assets are commodities. In some cases, they're securities.
Congress needs to fill the gap, which is if it's not a security, who's going to create a regulatory framework for it? So you do need to fill that. But these questions about exactly which is when is it a security, when is it not a security, how do we customize the rules, what should we do about DeFi, a lot of that should really be left to the agencies. You could establish some principles, but I wouldn't write detailed rules.
Have you looked, Professor, at at Congressman Hill's legislation?
I have in detail.
What do you think?
I think it's got a lot of problems. I think it's 236 pages of regulatory arbitrage opportunities for creative lawyers, and I used to be one that did that kind of stuff.
Made a lot of money, did you?
I did, but
Mr. Painter, do you think Senator Gillibrand is a crook?
No, and I do not think all politicians are crooks. And
Why did you call her a crook?
I did not call her a crook. Now, Senator, you need to
here's
focus
what
on
I'm
this
looking
bill.
right now.
You're doing this again. You did it the last
published a
hearing.
tweet that
You
said
need to
Senator
read the
Gillibrand's
bill.
role in stablecoin regulation, $217,000 in crypto donations. You tweeted that.
Yes, I
And
do.
then you said, the crypto industry is buying Congress and the White House. This won't end well. Why do you think the crypto industry is buying Senator Gillibrand?
I said, look at the campaign contributions from this
Do
industry.
you think they've bought her?
I said, look at the campaign
You said
contributions.
they bought her. Do you think they bought her?
Senator, you need to focus on this bill instead of trying to distort my Twitter.
You
Last
called
time,
one of my
you were
colleagues a
quoting
crook,
what a Marxist in
and-
Chicago said
And
about
what
me.
evidence do you
Make
have
no
that she's
sense.
a crook?
I said there is massive amount of campaign contributions coming into this Congress from the crypto
Do
industry.
you want to apologize
You need,
to Senator Gillibrand?
I do not want you to have to apologize for passing legislation
want to
that
apologize
destroys
to
our
Senator
economy.
Gillibrand for calling her
You
a
are
crook?
distorting what I said, just like you did in the last hearing. You're wasting everybody's time, Senator.
You're a whack job.
Senator,
You are a
wasting.
majorly
Well, I think we are.
everyone's
next
time.
level
we-
whack job.
I think we
Is
are.
this middle school, Senator?
Senators and witness. Thank you both.
I
for
think
your
you should
part-
apologize, Senator
I think,
Gillibrand.
Senator, you're wasting our time. This is not middle school.
Thank you for your participation. I will say that Senator Smith is next. The floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So, not so long ago, I
Before we get into this wild moment, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss real, unfiltered political commentary from a patriotic American perspective. Alright folks, let's break this down because this hearing tells you everything you need to know about how the left operates when they are challenged. Senator John Kennedy came into this hearing asking legitimate questions about digital assets, crypto regulation, and whether Congress is about to completely botch another major issue. And frankly, he is right to be concerned. Congress does not exactly have a stellar track record when it comes to regulating technology. Just look at the internet, privacy laws, and social media chaos. Kennedy openly admitted that lawmakers do not have the same level of expertise as people working in the digital asset space. That is honesty you rarely hear in Washington. He questioned whether Congress should be writing thousands of pages of rules or whether agencies like the SEC should be handling technical details under broad principles set by lawmakers. Then comes Richard Painter. Painter, instead of sticking to the policy discussion, immediately shifted into political attacks. He dragged campaign donations into the conversation and implied that the crypto industry is buying influence in Congress. Not debating ideas. Not offering solutions. Just throwing around accusations. When Kennedy pushed back and asked Painter directly whether he was accusing Senator Gillibrand of being corrupt, Painter tried to dodge, backtrack, and reframe his own words. This is where things went sideways fast. Rather than owning his statements, Painter started talking over the senator, refusing to answer simple questions, and acting like a cable news pundit instead of a serious witness at a Senate hearing. That is when Kennedy did what Kennedy does best. He called it out. The tension escalated, voices were raised, and Painter completely lost his cool. You could hear the frustration in his voice as he accused Kennedy of wasting time, while simultaneously being the one derailing the hearing. It was clear Painter snapped emotionally, and once that happened, he lost all credibility in the room. This is a pattern we see over and over again. The left is perfectly comfortable making vague accusations about corruption and money in politics, until they are asked to be specific. The moment they are pressed for evidence or clarity, they unravel. Kennedy, on the other hand, stayed focused on exposing the weakness of Painter's argument. If you are going to accuse lawmakers of being bought, you better be prepared to back it up. Twitter outrage does not count as evidence in a Senate hearing. By the end of the exchange, The chair had to step in like a middle school principal breaking up a shouting match. And honestly, that says it all. Painter snapped, the mask slipped, and he instantly regretted it because it revealed exactly how shallow his position really was. This moment was not about crypto. It was about accountability. And once again, a left-wing activist posing as an ethics expert folded under real scrutiny.